Here's what's new, taxi updates just for you.
So today I thought we'd take a quick trip around the world and look at how taxis operate in different countries. Because while driving passengers from A to B is a universal job, the way that we all do it can be very different. So let's start with London. The famous black cab drivers are known for completing the knowledge, learning thousands of streets and landmarks. It can take years for them to qualify. While many drivers around the world rely on sat-navs, London cabbies built their reputation on knowing the city inside out. Head over to Japan and you'll find some of the cleanest taxis in the world. Many have automatic doors that open and close for passengers. The first time visitors see that, they often stand there wondering if they've hailed a taxi or a robot chauffeur. In New York, the yellow cab is an icon of the city. The traffic can be challenging, but drivers there navigate some of the busiest streets in the world every day. If patience were a licensed category, New York drivers would probably qualify automatically. Then there are tuk-tuks in places like Thailand and auto rickshaws in India. They prove that a taxi doesn't need 4 doors and a large engine to get the job done. They also prove that passengers can arrive at their destination with a completely different hairstyle from the one they started with. One thing that's interesting is how licensing differs around the world. In some cities, getting a taxi licence involves extensive training, background checks, medical assessments and local knowledge tests. In others, the process is far more straightforward. And historically, some taxi licences become so valuable that they're worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of pounds. Imagine explaining to your partner that you've just bought a taxi licence and it costs more than the family home. Of course, the industry's changed dramatically over the last decade. Ride-hailing apps have transformed the way many drivers work, and regulators around the world have had to adapt. Whether you're driving a traditional taxi or a private hire vehicle, technology is now as important as the steering wheel. But despite all these differences, drivers everywhere seem to have a lot in common. We all know that traffic lights somehow turn red at exactly the wrong moment. We all know that passengers who say, "I'm in a bit of a hurry," usually expect you to bend the laws of time and space. And we all know that somebody will eventually ask, "Busy today?" It's probably the most common question in the transport industry. No matter what country you're in, it always comes up. What I find fascinating is that taxi and private hire drivers are often the unofficial ambassadors of their cities. Visitors don't remember every building they see, but they often remember the driver who picked them up from the airport, shared local knowledge, or gave them a good laugh on the journey, or a restaurant recommendation. So whether you're driving through London, New York, Tokyo, Bangkok, or anywhere else in the world, you're part of a profession with a long history in a global community. Drive safely, stay professional, and remember, every passenger has a story, but every driver usually has a better one. Until next time, take care. Over to the studio.